Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's matchup between some of our internet's top classroom technology contenders. This match is brought to you by our kind sponsors at the Intensive American Language Center in Washington State University. There will be 5 rounds upon completion, of which you will have to determine who the real winner is. In the purple corner, we have Wiki Woman, a popular gal with a unique personality who demands a lot of interaction between members of her fans. In the green corner, we have Moodle Man, a powerfully robust and seasoned veteran in the world of educational technology, who started out slow but has an increasing following. And in the blue corner, we have Facebook Boy, a popular vivacious addition to the technology scene since 2004, whose popularity has grown in leaps and bounds. Give it up for our contenders.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Alright, while wikis are well set up for the burgeoning course developer, they were never established as file sharing tools. Therefore, if a teacher wants to use wikis as a course tool, they have to work within very rigid constraints.
Well, you can talk. Facebook has even more limited constraints. Students are limited to emails with limited file size on the downloads. And don't teachers have to settle for uploading or writing notes or short blurbs on the news feed? The wonderful thing about wikis are wonderful things. Wonderful, wonderful wikis. Sorry, wrong video. The good thing about wikis is that creating wikis is not so difficult. There's an easy link tool that's similar to the link tool in Word.
Actually, while Facebook doesn't have a lot of upload functions, there are several features that can be quite useful, such as the calendar tool, image and video uploads, links to outside information from any source on the web without having to use a special tool to create the link, etc.
Have I told you how much I dislike those canned applause sounds? But I digress. Have you considered that all of the things Facebook and wikis lack in terms of file uploading and information dissemination are what Moodle excels at? Moodle has a robust set of tools that is constantly being updated even as we speak. How was that for a throwdown?
You almost got a 3 count on us on that one, Moodle Man. But wait till the next round.
You thought you were going to get me in this round, eh? Well, I'm going to put you in a stranglehold, as this is one of Moodle's strongest features. The robust set of features includes multiple file upload formats, online quizzes, rubrics for project evaluation, discussion boards, wikis, yes, even in Moodle, and much more.
Well, not to burst your bubble, Moodle Man, but depending on how a teacher plans his activities, there are several ways he or she can save or have students submit work in Facebook as well. They can either post to a news feed or as a reply to a post, or upload files in an email message. Even though the file size is limited, or they can send an email to the teacher with the content of the message being the reply, or they can post a link to a project page or a page they have posted elsewhere online.
There are several ways for students to submit work on wikis. They can upload it into a folder, add it to a discussion board, or put it directly on the page. Remember that the idea behind wikis is that they're a collaborative workspace.
I understand that you too have your limited ways of dealing with student submissions. But if a teacher is wanting the total package, he or she needs to look no further than me. I am not only robust, but I'm versatile. And students can view their grades right inside my interface, rather than having to wait weeks for a teacher to get around to showing them their grade and having the grade come as a huge surprise.
Yes, Moodle Man, we know you are the all-powerful one, but learning how to use Moodle is akin to climbing Mount Everest. Facebook is so commonly used by both students and many teachers that the only thing to learn is how to direct students' use of it to a learning situation rather than merely recreation or wasting time.
Facebook may be much easier to learn to use, but Wiki is still easier than Moodle. Well, isn't everything? You can learn to set one up in just a few minutes. There are lots of tutorials to help you learn what to do. Wikis can be less distracting from the educational goal than Facebook. With wikis, the students only see the course content, and you can control that. Students and teachers can easily share documents and pictures in folders or directly on the wiki page. It's true wikis have their limitations with PowerPoint files, but you can just convert them to PDF files, and that's not a difficult task for most teachers or older students. Discussion boards are a great way to interact on a wiki. Each person can have his say, and when the list of comments gets too long, you can save the discussion as a PDF file and store it in a folder. That way everyone can go back and look at all the brilliant things they said.
The Moodle discussion board is quite easy to use once it is set up. You can have multiple original posts to a single prompt, and students can see the original post in a string, along with how many replies have been made before even selecting which post to read and or reply to.
Facebook is actually quite useful as a classroom discussion tool, as it was originally designed with that purpose in mind. It's easy to post a comment and then reply to other people's comments. A very useful feature is the collapse mode, in which Facebook automatically shows only the last comments in a string unless you expand the discussion. This allows for a cleaner interface, but also allows the flexibility to see everything. This is one of the weaknesses of the wiki discussion because it does not have this feature, so you have to go through an extra step just to make sure you don't go crazy trying to sift through the discussion.
Yes, ooh, Facebook, boy, you're the up-and-coming contender. But remember that I was created by teachers to provide accessible discussions that are archived in the same place and are easier to find after the discussion period has ended. Facebook hides things, making it a little bit confusing to find the discussion after a week or so. Sometimes you want to have that information at the ready to plan for follow-up activities, and so I crush you.
Correction, Facebook freak and Moodle mouth. Nothing gets hidden on a wiki, only carefully stored away.
Allowing for a range of assessments targeted at whatever objectives a teacher might need to address. The quiz tool has the ability to archive questions in a question bank for later use. Also, anything can be made into a graded activity. Even the file uploads can be assigned a grade that shows up in the grade book. Also, teachers can make written comments to accompany the grade, providing both summative and formative feedback. Moodle can then be used as a running grade book as well as a way of providing invaluable feedback to students on their performance and progress.
Well, aren't you special? What I lack in the summative assessment robustness, I gain in formative assessment flexibility. Students already use Facebook on a daily basis, which means I can get my feedback into their hands and their heads faster than either Wiki or Moodle. Students are already addicted to Facebook and check it on a daily basis. Therefore, they are more likely to access the feedback incidentally as well as purposefully. They can also easily comment on my feedback with less effort, as it is right there in their face as soon as they log in.
Quit using all those big words and talk straight. Quizzes aren't always the best way to show learning. A wiki can be used to create digital projects. Students can show deeper learning when they create. For assessment, the teacher simply looks at the work that the students have done. It's also easy to post the assignment, the guidelines, tips and suggestions, as well as the evaluation rubric right on the wiki, so that the students have it all handy and no lost slips of paper.
You think you're really tough, don't you? Or I tell you, some people's teachers. Of course, quizzes aren't the only way, but let's be honest, we all use them. However, I would be cautious about using the quizzes on Facebook anyway, because they aren't really secure.
Well, I hate to get in the last word. Okay, no I don't, but anyway. Who says you have to use the quiz tool only in Moodle? Students having the ability to submit their assignments in Moodle reduces the paper load that a teacher must take home. And that is worth something, right?
I'll admit this isn't my strongest point. However, since students are often in Facebook, it's a convenient way for them to ask about their grades. And if they send a message requesting their grades, I can let them have it and also provide an explanation of what they can do to improve. It may not be ideal, it's not face-to-face. However, if there's a question, I can address it relatively quickly and painlessly. If I match my use of Facebook with an online gradebook, such as nGrade, I can easily provide a double dose of feedback, and that is not so difficult to set up and administer.
Ah, Facebook boy, you are a lot of work! Nothing like my interface that allows students to see their grades immediately and to keep a running grade calculation that is accessible to them when they log in. Yes, it takes a little effort to go into Moodle. However, if it's a class assignment with the accountability of grades, they will do it even if it's a little bit painful. You may, however, have to put them in a full Nelson in order to make theory a reality.
The wiki page itself would be a very public place to post grades, I think. Everyone in the wiki group would be able to see it. However, wikis often have email features attached to them, so you could easily communicate that way. If I use an online gradebook program such as nGrade, I can use the wiki connected with it, which can automatically post the assignments from the gradebook along with any description I want to go with them.
Yes, we have to contend with the public versus private issue, but since teachers always have a lot of tools up their sleeves, this is no different. After all, very few teachers who use Moodle on a regular basis use it as a final gradebook for the class unless it is being used to administer an online class. Often, for an on-site class, there are assignments that do not use Moodle and are thus not necessarily entered into the Moodle gradebook.
Okay! Stop the music! We are all useful teacher tools in our own way. There is some overlap, but we all have strengths and some weaknesses. As a teacher, you will have to decide what tools you need to meet the objectives of your class.
I like Facebook and I cannot lie. No social networking user can deny. When a friend request comes in, you nod up and down with your